Hi, I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Monday, June the 6th with news from Arkansas and elsewhere. Asa Hutchinson, the governor, said to several audiences last week that he's going to look for another income tax cut in the legislative session next year. It's going to be quite a job. State employees got no pay raise this year. He's going to budget low so that the money is available in general revenue from highways, and Obamacare someday is going to cost the state more money if the Republicans don't repeal it in the first place. So it'll be a neat trick to see if he can cut taxes. Maybe this time poor people will get a tax cut. They were left out the last time. Kelly Link, a member of the state legislature, Republican from Flippin, resigned the legislature Friday, and he's going to go to work for the Department of Human Services. He has some background working in tourism. He's going to become the lobbyist for the DHS agency, and he's had some experience. He's chaired the Public Health Committee of the House previously. One person was killed, a woman was injured, and a 3-year-old was injured by gunshots this morning in a shooting on Cantrell Road. A suspect is in custody. It's an apartment complex that has had trouble with repeated violent events in the past. Riverfest was an artistic success, Sunday at least. They had 60,000 people Saturday at the new Riverfest, strictly a musical festival. The weather was beautiful Sunday. No word yet on whether the income from the higher admission charge and mostly a strictly music festival was enough to cover the budget from the bigger music lineup. That will have a great deal to do with how successful this event is in years ahead. Frank Broyles, we learned, the retired athletic director and former coach at the University of Arkansas, got a $3.5 million payout last year from the Razorback Foundation, the private nonprofit that raises money to support Razorback athletics. He'd been getting paid about $400,000 previously. The foundation report, and they don't talk about how they spend their money, says he did speaking engagements. He's almost 92 years old. He doesn't appear very often. And in the year before this money was paid, his daughter had said he was ending association with university athletic programs. Perhaps this was a farewell gift, a sizable one for sure, paid heavily by the people who pay for premium seats at Razorback football and basketball games. Elsewhere, we did learn last week from Larry Ross, chairman of the Independent Pay Commission that sets pay for state elected officials, that he sees no need for that commission to have a meeting this year. State employees got no cost of living raise. He doesn't see any reason why state politicians should get a pay raise either. That includes judges, of course. Several of them didn't think the huge pay raises they got last year were big enough, so they won't be happy. Too bad for them. We learned over the weekend as well from emails that both the Arkansas Times and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette obtained that, as we've been writing for weeks, an unhappy Susan Hutchinson was really the reason the state governor's mansion commission was taken over by the governor's office, and there's no longer an outside agency that's responsible for care and upkeep of the mansion over time. She didn't like a lot of the decorating decisions that were made. She had a penchant for writing very unhappy emails in capital letters frequently when she was really unhappy. She particularly didn't like Chinese things and Chinese furniture, as she made very clear in some of her emails. Interesting silence from Arkansas Republican politicians in the last few days. Donald Trump has come under some criticism from many in his own party for the racist remarks he's made about a federal judge who's hearing the case over Trump University. The judge is a native of Indiana, has fought crime on the border, but Trump says because he has a Hispanic surname, somehow he's biased against Donald Trump. I guess only bigoted old white men can hear cases involving Donald Trump. In any event, we've heard nothing but silence from Arkansas elected officials in the Republican Party so far. Perhaps they'll step up and say this kind of talk isn't suitable for a president of the United States or anybody else who believes in the rule of law. And for your reading pleasure, I'd urge you to take a look at arkansasblog.com and find an article we posted about the time Muhammad Ali paid a visit to the University of Arkansas in 1969. It had the Arkansas State Senate in an uproar to have this terrible war protester there amongst us. He spoke at the University of Arkansas anyway and actually said some nice things about George Wallace, a segregationist leader of the time. And finally, go to Arkansas Times also and find the website link to our page that advertises this week's Burger Week in Little Rock. 21 places that sell great hamburgers, have burger specials all this week from the plain to the fancy. They look mighty good to me. Check them out. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.